Ni hao. So, I recently went to China. Actually, to a place called Shenzhen. It's a place where a lot of the electronics comes from. There are large factories there, and there is also an electronic market. I always wanted to see this market. Me and a good colleague went there to check out the electronic market in Shenzhen. We did not quite know what to expect because we had never been there before. Found a bit of information before we went there, but not nearly enough. So that's kind of why I'm making this video, because maybe you are going there soon. I want to go there soon again, because it's a really cool place. So we took the plane to Hong Kong, and we went from Hong Kong to Shenzhen. It's a very short trip. We went by some limousine service taxis. They were way overpriced, but we did not know when we got there, so we paid way too much. But that's life. You get that sort of service wherever you get, I guess. Even in Stockholm or Croatia or wherever. But you learn as you go. And now I know, do not take the first offer. They will try to take as much money they... Being in Shenzhen was really, really nice. Staying there is cheap, food is cheap, and hotels are cheap. So, but the standards for hotels there are not quite Western standards. So, everything is a bit strange. It's different. I think that's the best thing you can say about it, because not a lot of Western people go there. During the days we were there, we did not see many Westerners, maybe 5 during our whole stay, and that was 5 days in Shenzhen. By Chinese standards, I think the hotels we lived were fairly okay. We switched hotels because our reservations had been messed up and we had to change things. And nobody speaks very good English there in the hotels. So it's kind of difficult to try to fix things. However, everything turned out really good. And the electronic market in Shenzhen is a fascinating place. There are lots of small shops inside big buildings. A lot of them are factory outlets, and they sell all kinds of electronics that have been manufactured in China. You will not find electronics from outside China inside those buildings. You can find it elsewhere in the neighborhood. Non-Chinese electronics are not so cheap because they have a 50% import tax. If you are looking for non-Chinese goods, you rather buy it in Hong Kong because it's tax-free over there. And Chinese goods are cheapest in China. But if you buy, for example, a phone, it could be an idea to buy it in China, in Hong Kong, because in China, an Android phone will not have Google Play because Google is blocked. But it's not blocked in Hong Kong, so you will have it pre-configured with Google Play if you buy it in Hong Kong. So I bought a couple of Chinese phones in Hong Kong, like this. The electronic market is what I'm going to show you right now. In one part of Shenzhen there is an area with 15 shopping centers with only electronics. Some of it is good, some of it is bad, you never know. There are a lot of fake stuff there and a lot of good stuff there. In memory cards, there are a lot of fake things going on, and I also bought some fake memory cards there myself and experienced how I could recover an SD card, because the 32 gig card could only hold 8, and as I overrun the limit, the card was corrupted, so I had to rescue it. So I think I will have to tell you later how to get the data back from the card. Shopping centers had signs saying no filming. Some of them did not, so I created a film from one of those, but I still wasn't quite sure that it was okay to film there. So I kind of did some discreet filming with my camera like this while walking around. It's a picture camera. It's not so good because of that. I also bought a gimbal while I was there, so I could have had a real Steadicam, but it would probably have called the attention of the security people, because there are a lot of security people everywhere in China, at least in Shenzhen. I have never been to a place so well guarded by security as Shenzhen, anywhere in the world. Let's have a look at my filming. So here is outside one of these buildings, and as I walk into one of the entrances, I don't really know what to expect, because they all kind of look the same on the outside, and on the inside there's kind of a mess, as you can see here now, because packages come in, they unpack it and put things up, and people order things, so they pack things down and ship it. So that's kind of how it works there, I guess. And buying things, the goods there don't have a fixed price, so you have to haggle the price. And they are also not so happy if you buy only one piece or two pieces, because they want you to buy 1,000 or 10,000. So they can be a bit grumpy if you say you are only want to buy one piece, but it's kind of okay. And also, if you try not to haggle the price, they are not so happy either. And if you plan to go there, you need to make yourself a list of things you will try to buy, because otherwise you will just be walking around just watching at everything, because there are so many things to buy there. And asking about the products is kind of hard, because they generally don't speak English. Some of them may speak a little bit, but in general they don't. And also, you can't pay with card anywhere. And the Chinese, they pay with their phones. There are two services that are accepted everywhere, and that is Alipay from Alibaba and WeChat Pay. I tried to activate WeChat Pay, but I was unable to. I think you need some Chinese SIM card or something in order to do that. So they still accept cash, but they prefer not to receive cash, but I think they have to accept it. And you can withdraw cash from cash machines with your Visa card. That's not a problem. And there are several cash machines in this area, so that's easily fixed. Their currency is yen renminbi, and it's valued approximately the same as the Danish crown. Here you can see there are lots of small shops, and it's like this everywhere in all these 15 buildings, and each of them has 4 to 6 floors with hundreds of these shops in each of them, maybe thousands. I don't know. There are just a lot of them, and I ended up buying things that I had on my list and things I didn't have on my list. Some of it had better quality and some of it had worse quality of what I was expecting. So and there was, well, each of these buildings have a different theme. Like this one we are visiting in this film, they're having circuits and LEDs. But there's another one with phone parts, another one with computer parts, another one with security parts, that is cameras and walkie-talkies and things like that, and security cameras like in all kinds of shapes. And there is a lot of things to find. The prices there are cheaper. The price you're offered is typically cheaper than the one you see on Deal Extreme, but you can easily haggle it down to maybe half of it. If you buy more, you can probably get the price down even more. I bought this mount there, and the price I paid there was about a quarter of what I would have paid if I bought it here. I bought this microphone, and it's a Shure microphone, and it was a third of the price if I compared to what I would have paid here. And then I didn't haggle that much because I'm not a pro haggling person. I'm not used to it. If I had been a local, I would have paid a fraction of what I did. But it's still kind of cheap. When it comes to going to China, many people say that Shenzhen isn't the real China. It's the new China. And I'm completely okay with that. I like the new China. Shenzhen is a really nice place. It's very clean there. The people are nice. They do not speak a lot of English, but I think it will be better maybe within a few years. But some of them are speaking English, and if you find someone speaking English, it's easier to maybe buy something when you just find them. And I think I will have to create another video later describing the things that I bought there. But there's one thing that was very useful for us, and that is we found something called Shenzhen Map for Makers. We found it on a website, seedstudio.com. There is something called Shenzhen Map for Makers, and it lists all these 15 shopping malls in the electronic market. It also lists where you can find the factories and other interesting stuff, and where you can stay. So it's very helpful, because once you get there, you can't access Google, you can't access Twitter, you can't access Facebook, and many other sites are completely blocked. And it will not help you if you subscribe to a public VPN service. I think most of them are blocked now. I tried to use Tiger VPN and it did not work. And even if you manage to use it, it's illegal, so you will probably get shot at dawn if you successfully use it. I'm not sure. At least we survived. And the easiest way of getting around in a city is to use the metro. The metro system is totally awesome. It's the best metro system, hands down, I've ever seen anywhere. And I think I will have to describe that in a later video, because we are now calling this our app.